Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see you at practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1353. And welcome. I'm Jeff Altman, by the way, in case you've never listened to the show and don't know who I am. By the way, I just want to tell you that my YouTube channel, which is located at jobsearchtv.com, last week was named one of the top 10 YouTube channels for job hunters in the world. So again, if you ever want to check out my channel there, jobsearchtv.com, new content comes out almost every day, just like with my podcasts. And today's show is, what do you do and how do you get a job if you've been self-employed for a long time? That's what I cover on today's show. Hope you find it helpful. Hope you give it a great review. And by the way, I want to remind you about my classes on Skillshare. If you go, actually using the link in the show notes is best, because if you decide to become a member of the site, you'll get 2 months free instead of just the one that the site offers. So if you want to go directly, Skillshare.com, but there's an advantage to you if you use the link in the show notes. I have classes there about interviewing, answers to tough interview questions, Skype interviews, negotiating, hiring, a whole bunch of different things that will help you as a job hunter and as a hiring manager. And there's a lot more there on the site that will help you in all aspects of your life. So again, visit Skillshare, take my classes, and with that, let's get going. The question for today is, how do you get a job if you've been self-employed for 20 years? Now, as many of my answers go, it depends. Now, here's what it depends on. Obviously, it depends on the kind of field that you're in, because the answer is going to be different if you've owned a retail store versus you've been an insurance broker versus you've been a contract consultant working at different clients. But I'm going to give some general answers that are part of a framework. So, assuming you've not been that sort of self-employed contractor type, that you've owned a business for a number of years, the idea becomes to take advantage of some of the resources that you have that the average individual isn't going to have. So, for example, you have a relationship with an accountant. Your accountant has relationships with other accountants, and thus your network really should start with your accounting firm, your audit firm, your CPA, and say, hey, I'm thinking of closing up, and I think it's time for me. I want you to keep your eyes and ears open for me for other opportunities, and if they're smart, they will. So start with your accountant, your insurance agent, all the vendors that you work with. Make it clear you're not going bankrupt at this time. You're not going to be a deadbeat on the bills. Can they introduce you to people who might be interested in what you do? So you start with professionals. Then you go to your extended network. So, for example, if you belong to a BNI chapter, you might mention to some of the other people that you're thinking of hanging it up and you want to go to work for someone. And they are going to be like antenna for you out in your local community for helping you get introductions. Tell everyone, friends, neighbors, there's no embarrassment in this anymore. It's called, you're using your network of relationships in order to receive introductions to others. There's a classic story in job hunting that I heard many years ago of someone whose cleaning person was an individual who introduced a guy to her husband, who was the head of a bank. Now, the reason this person was cleaning homes was as part of a spiritual practice. And she didn't really need the money, but she wanted to maintain humility. And as such, she did cleaning for others. Eventually, the guy handed over a resume because, after all, this is the cleaning person. What did she know? Who did she possibly know who could help? Well, she knew the head of a bank who hired this guy. So you tell everyone. You tell your banker. You tell obviously, if it's not the idiot at the desk, but if you have a real banker, it's a person you've had a relationship for a number of years, rather than the 24-year-old who sits at the front desk and really doesn't know much. And obviously there are differences between that stereotype of the 24-year-old and the quality 24-year-old. So, start talking to everyone, making sure that they know. Obviously, at some point, you will probably need a resume. And in constructing a resume, you will want to think not in terms of being an owner. Because as an owner, unless you're buying another business or being asked to manage another business, you're coming into a staff role. What sort of staff role are you stepping into? And you want to ensure that your resume speaks to that part of your background. So lots of dynamics here, but I want to offer a few points that I thought I would help. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few ways to get even more from me. First of all, visit my website, www.thebiggamehunter.us. I have several thousand blog posts there that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find your next job. If you want the best of my advice, join JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, where I've curated my information with a focus on interviewing. If you have a few questions, contact me through the Magnify app for iOS. That's Magnify with an I at the end, or PrestoExperts.com, where you can call me. Schedule a specific time with me through chat on Magnify or by connecting with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Once we're connected on LinkedIn, you can message me about coaching you, speaking with me about a resume or LinkedIn profile critique, help with a salary negotiation, my trusted advisor services, as well as scheduling me for Magnify or for PrestoExperts.com. Like you, I don't work for free. You can also take my classes on Skillshare and become a premium member using the link in the show notes and receive 2 months for free instead of just the one that the site offers. Skillshare offers thousands of courses, not just simply mine. It is a great resource in a variety of different areas. Subscribe to my other podcast, which is called Job Search Radio. This one is number 1 in Apple Podcasts. Job Search Radio is number 2. Subscribe to both. You will get great information 7 days a week from this show, 6 days a week from the other. Lastly, I want to encourage you to join my group on Facebook called Career Angles. It's free to the first 500 people who join and is focused on helping you do better at work. Information is shared daily, and we're building a supportive group there to provide advice and counsel during difficult times. Again, the group on Facebook is called Career Angles. I'll be back tomorrow with more. In the meantime, have a great day. Be great!